back to Crafting with Katie. Today we are going to continue working on our dog craft. This one you actually don't need a dog to participate in. We are going to be making a custom-made dog bed. We're actually going to quilt it. I love quilting. I've quilted in the past. I've quilted on this show before as well. But what I want to do is put together a quilt that we can then stuff and basically turn into a big pillow. Let's go ahead and get started. Before I even started this project, I was planning what I wanted to do. The easiest way for me to figure out this dog bed is to draw it out. I'm copying the size of the dog bed Jackson already has, which is 36 by 28 inches. I'm going to be using 4-inch squares, 9 across and 7 down. You have to remember your seam allowance. This is where you'll be sewing on your fabric. With most quilts, you'll use a 1/4 inch for the seam allowance, but because my dog is going to be walking and laying on this fabric, I'm going to sew 2 seams. One will be at a 1/2 inch and then again at the 1/4 inch. If we do the math, that means we'll start at 4 inches and then add a 1/2 inch onto each side, bringing our total to 5-inch squares. We'll need a total of 126 squares for the top and the bottom. This is my first 3D project, so we have to think about the height of the pillow. I'm sticking with the 4 inches around the sides, so I'll need another 32 squares, bringing our total to 158. Now that I've got a handle on what I'm going to be making, I want to iron my fabric and cut out my squares. I like to iron in small sections and cut from the straightened part. To me, this is the scariest part. It's permanent. If I sew something wrong, I can always seam rip it and try again. If I cut something too short or crooked, I can't fix that. Measure twice and cut once. I cut the long strips first and then down to the squares. Now it's time to sew. Set your machine for 1/2 inch inseams. You'll need to sew the fabric right side facing. I like to think about the right sides touching each other. Start with just putting together 2 squares. After that, put the 2 squares together, making 4 squares. Continue until your whole row is done. Press the seams with your iron. This helps set the thread and makes the fabric lay together like a puzzle. Pin the squares so they match the corners. Sew those rows together. I'll finish this panel by ironing the connecting seams open. We need 2 matching panels for the top and the bottom. Then I'm making 4 strips to go around each side. Now we actually have to quilt the thing. I'm sandwiching the batting between the panel we made and just white fabric. Safety pin them together and start sewing. Now we need to make the pillow. I bought this foam from a craft shop. Use a sharp knife to carefully cut your foam to size, 35 inches long. I want to leave a little bit of extra space because of the extra batting that we're quilting with. I cut 2 matching sizes so I can stack them on top of each other. I'm using this adhesive spray because it's safe to use on foam. We're heading outside to spray. I'm using this tarp and spraying a good amount on the foam. The can says to check the spray with your knuckle and wait until it's tacky. I stack the 2 foams on top of each other and use my body weight to smush them together. Now we're gonna make a cover. Fit that cover onto the foam pillow and sew it shut. This was hard work. Now it's time to sew the quilt cover all together. We're gonna be doing everything inside out, so there's no visible seams. We're in the home stretch. All of the panels are sewn. We have the top here with the 4 sides sewn, but we also have these corners open. We're gonna be worried about sewing them together once we put the bottom panel on. The bottom panel is all set. We've got the ties on the end, and this is gonna be a visible edge, so I just rolled it over and sewed it twice. And I'm gonna take this upstairs, sew this all together, and then we're gonna put the cushion in. Sew the bottom to each side individually, leaving the corners open. After pinning everything together, sew along those corners. After everything is sewn together, I wrestled the cover over the pillow and tied it closed. We're leaving the opening on the end so we can take the cushion out and wash the fabric separately. And it's all done! I can't believe it fits. I'm so excited to get Jackson on this. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is our last dog craft, but we will be back next week with a new craft. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye, everyone.